Hey guys, so while I'm doing my hair, I'm gonna record some story times. I've got sensitive things in there, and if you ever suffer from, violence, sexual violence, this is not for you, okay? Because I'll be describing some issues that happened. So yeah. So like when I was 9, I came to the UK. It's like a couple months after I turned 9. I came here. We came to live in London, in a little place called Broccoli, in a flat. It was me, my stepmom, my dad, my nan, my stepsister, my stepbrother, my half brother at the time. He was a baby. So yeah, we came here, we came there, and we were living with them. Things was alright for a bit, and then I was, like young, and I needed to earn my own money. But before all that got into it, we used to have this family friend that came to visit, and he was one of those type of person that I felt a bit like, something's not right about this guy. So, but I was young, so there's not much I could say. Hold on, let me close the door, you guys. So, guys, I went to close the door. So yeah, but he used to creep me out. And then one of our family, an adult that till now I still don't understand how it all unfolded. But sorry because I dropped my crochet. Look at that thing. Sorry guys, hold on. Found it. So he came over. My dad was out. My stepmom was out. It was me and my nan. And he said he's gonna wait for them because he's a family friend. So while he was waiting, every time my grandma would leave the room, he kept acting. Let's pull you guys close so you can hear me. He kept acting a funny way, like. And then I kind of was like, I didn't want to be there, like. So I went upstairs because it felt a bit like uncomfortable because of my past experience with guys. That wasn't nice. I felt a bit away, so I said to my grandma, I'm gonna go upstairs to watch telly. So she was like, alright then. So she was downstairs with him, and she was cooking, and they were talking, and then all I knew was he came upstairs, right? Let's give him a nickname. We're gonna say Sam, for example. So Sam came upstairs, right? And then he was like, oh, can you come here a minute? There's something wrong here. So I went now, and then he put his hand over my mouth, and he was like, don't make no noise. And then he holds me down in the bathroom, and he, abused me in the bathroom. And he was like, you tell anyone, I'm gonna kill you. So I was like, I was scared. I got myself ready to like pull my stuff up and run to the other room and kind of just shut the door. Then I was able to then I went and have a shower because I was so traumatized, and I just cried in the shower. And then I didn't tell no one. And then there was stuff going on in our house which was a bit weird. I still don't understand it. But I was told that I had to go and get a job. So I had to go with him like every Saturday, sometimes on a Sunday. I had to go and clean the coach. During the cleaning of the coach, he would abuse me. And then if he wasn't doing that, he'd be like, oh, he needs to get something from his house. And he would make me go, so I have to go in the house, and if I make any sudden noise, it was gonna kill me. And he's like, oh, I know how to get access to you at any time, and I'm gonna go and I will kill you. So I was like literally scared. Like I didn't know how to tell my dad, because my dad wasn't like a dare dad. You know, like you've got a dad that's there, like there. And I was never close with him, so we never had that like daughter relationship, because he left when I was young and went to live in the UK. So for a while we've just been, my nan, she wouldn't believe me because I told her once, and then she's like, don't tell a lie on an older person. So I kind of just not like went back and told. I just kept it happening. And then what I would do on a Saturday when it was time to go, or a Sunday, I would disappear to my best friend's house, and I'll say to my best friend, if anyone knocked on the door, please, 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 I'm not here, I'm hiding from them. And my best friend was like, what's going on? Like, and I was like, well, I told her. So she did everything that she could to protect me. So she'd be like, oh, she's not here. I don't know if her parents knew, but when someone would knock on the door, she'd be like, yeah, she's not here. But all that time I was there hiding myself. We only could do that for like a little bit, and then the next week I know I had to go with him, because I couldn't make it look like I'm telling anyone or anything to make it obvious. I had to go, and then I kind of just disappeared. Then I'll say I'm on my period, now I can't come, I've got tummy ache, or I'll just say I'm not feeling well. Just anything I could think of, so I didn't have to go with him. And then he started taking us on trips, and I didn't want to go with him on trips. But he had this little girl that he said was his niece or goddaughter. I don't even know what he said she was, but he used to bring her around and like be inappropriate with her, putting his hand down her trousers. She was way younger than me. I was 9. I think she was like 3 or 4. So I was like, oh my God, I have to go on the trips and try and protect this girl. So we kind of know she not said anything, but she kind of was like jumpy. Like we'd have to sit there. He goes on this the trip, and then we would have to stay with him, and he would say, oh, I'm gonna treat you guys to a ride or ice cream, we're gonna do this. So me and the little girl were trying to be as close as we could with each other, so we won't be alone with him. When she wasn't there, it was the point that I was stuck with him now, and he was just doing as he was doing and blackmail me and little things, and don't do that and don't do this, and how he loves me and it's fine, not to worry, he's not gonna hurt me because he's in love with me, and I shouldn't tell nobody. It's gonna be our little secret, and a secret that we're gonna have to keep for a very long time. And I was young and I was confused, and I was like, it's like, oh, you can't tell your parents, you can't tell anybody, and I'll kill you. So I was just like, what do I tell? So the only person I told was my best friend, because I knew she wouldn't say anything, and so when I need to hide at her house, it was easy for me to hide down her house. So It went on for a while. This was from I was 9 all the way up until I was 12. And it kind of was like, it was getting more and more obvious. He was doing something with the girl. So to protect myself, I always asked him, oh, bring us so I can play with her. But then sometimes he would clock on and he would say she's coming, but she wasn't coming, so he couldn't, keep doing what he did to me and stuff like that. And he would take me back to his house in Camberwell, which at that time I didn't even know it was Camberwell. Back to his house in Camberwell, and then he would, like, sexually abuse me, and I was screaming, and he's like, nobody's gonna hear you. There's one time he was actually put his whole hand up inside of me, and it was so painful. I was screaming on top of my voice, and he was like, call me names and made me feel disgraced me. But then when he comes over to visit, he's always like, and he says, oh, if you act funny and your family finds out, hence I was trying to keep his appearance going, he's gonna kill me. And it's easy to kill me because he said he can have access to me at any time, anywhere. So I was living in fear. Like, I'll go to school, I wasn't happy. I was like sad. I wasn't myself. I started to steal stuff from my house. I was getting hit by my parents. My dad was like with his belt. I was getting physically hit, but I was acting out because there was one particular person I blamed for all of it. So I was like, you know what, I'm acting out, and I stole their money, stole everything, and I was just wondering, like, why is this happening to me? And it's never happening to my sister, my stepsister. So I kind of did tell her one time, like, just be careful, never be alone with him. But then it's like when I did bring, like, I got to, like, I was 12. So I tried telling my grandma again, and she was like, don't rely on big people, retete. So I was like to him, this can't be, I'm gonna tell my dad, or I'm gonna tell my stepmom. And he pulled over in this area, woodland area, and was like, I could kill you right now. And I was shaking. And I was like, oh, I'm just joking. I'll never tell anybody our secret. And I remember going back home to the house, and I just washed my body, like, from head to toe. He always take the long way back home because he wants to convince me, nothing bad's happening. And so he take the long way home. And then I was like, went back home, I had a shower, and I made in my head that I was going to tell somebody. So I was now getting to like 13, and I was like, no, this can't be happening anymore. So I decided I was going to run away. So I kind of pack a bag, and I was like, I'm going. And I was crying, and I said, I said I can't stay here anymore. And I think I ran away. And then, I don't know, my stepsister was like chasing me. It was like, you're not going anywhere. You're gonna have to fight me. I'm not gonna let you leave. And I was like, get off me, you don't understand. And she held me, and I was screaming. And she said, I don't care if everyone's looking, because it was like the bus and everything. And she's like, no, I'm not gonna let you go anywhere. Whatever it is, you can tell me. I'll go and tell mom and dad with you. I'll go tell your dad with you, which was her stepdad. And I was like, no, I can't tell you. And then eventually I cried and cried and cried. And then I did tell, like, she took me back home, and I didn't want to go home. She kind of was dragging me, screaming. I was like, please, please. And I was like, I'll walk. And this time she let me walk. I was like running. And she said, we're not going to play this. So she pulled me and took me all the way back home. So, my dad was ready to, like, I think when I went back home, he was ready to, like, spank me, like he was hitting me. And I shouted out, why are you hitting me for? When it's not me doing all the bad stuff. You should blame him for RIPing me. And then I remember him holding the belt. And then his hand started shaking and he couldn't smack me no more with the belt. So he kind of left. No, I think before he smacked me with the belt, that's when I bloated it out. I'm sure, yeah. So before I ran away from the house. Sorry, it's been ages. It's been years. I'm trying to remember. So before I did run away from the house, he did, you know, I did shout it out and then I ran away. And then my sister came to get me. He thought, yeah, with my dad, but hey, y'all. He never came to get me, so my sister did. My stepsister did. And then I told her, and she said, come back, we're gonna face it together. Nobody's gonna hurt you while I'm around. You know, I rate her, that's why I love that girl. And then she helped, she came with me, and I was like crying. I couldn't look at anyone, we went into my stepmom's room, she was in there with my baby brother, and I just couldn't look at none of them. I just had my head down to the side, and I was crying, and then they were like, calm down and tell us what happened. And I was just crying. I just can't. And I told them what happened, and I told them it's been going on for a long time, and they were like, okay, they were gonna go discuss them among themselves. So we kind of just left the room, and I went next door. Don't know what they said, but when I came back in the room, they were like, oh yeah, we're gonna get a recorder from August, and we're gonna get it, and you're gonna keep it on you and let him do the thing to you again. I was like, what? So I went to bed in fear, thinking, sugar, they're gonna really send me with a recorder. After Don told them, this man gonna kill me. You know what they've done now? So I was like, oh my God, I could not sleep. I just wanted to leave that house. But they locked the door and stuff, so I didn't know where the key was like that. Oh, so I kind of was just like, how am I going to leave now? Because they're going to hear me going down the stairs, because the stairs is tricky. And I'm thinking, tomorrow, they want me to go and do that. I was so scared. And then I think I got like a couple hours sleep. And then after that, he was like, oh, the following day now, I went down because I was like, I refused to get out of bed. I was like, do not want to get out of bed. And then they would knock on the door and stuff like that. So I was convinced that it was probably him, and they want me to go and clean and do something. So what I did now, I stayed in bed, covered my head with a duvet, cover. And then I could hear at the door, Mira. No, actually, my other name, which is Carla, because I changed my name. But yeah, it was Carla, come here. It's the police. So I was like, shh, fuck. So they brought me downstairs. They took a little statement. And then they said I think it was the following day. Or was it the same day? I can't remember if it was the following day or the same day. We had to go to the center that deals with, you know, RAP victims. So I went there, and they kind of like stripped me. Like, they done a pregnancy test, they done a swab. But the problem is, I had a shower the day before, so there wasn't much forensic they could get off. But yeah, so we had they took me there, and I had to strip from the waist down. It was embarrassing. My dad was in the room because I was scared to go by myself. So he was kind of like behind the curtains, can't see what's happening. And then I was like having it done. And then they checked for any disease, and that came back fine. They checked if I was pregnant. I was so lucky because he was using condoms and stuff like that. So that was my luck. I wasn't pregnant, thank God, because I'm not being funny. I wouldn't know what I would have done being pregnant at that young age with a child from somebody that did stuff to me. I don't know how I would have coped with that. So I was so scared. I was like, oh my God, please don't let me be pregnant. Please don't let me be pregnant. And then it came back negative, and then we had to go to this room. They had to record me, and I had to give hours and hours of statement. And then they said, yeah, we're gonna go and arrest him. But the weirdest thing was, he was banging on the door a few times. No one opened it. And this one particular time, my stepmom kind of just went out. The kids was meant to go to my brother's sister, stepsister was meant to go to her dad, but it didn't work out to plan, so she didn't go. So she came back. Actually, no, she left, and then he wasn't there, which was quite odd. It's like God was working, right? He wasn't there, so they came back home. My stepmom was going out with her friends, and I was begging her, please don't go, please don't go. And then, he kept ringing the house phone, and everyone kept not picking it up to him. So he rang a few times, and then I was just like, oh my God, he's gonna get me, he's coming for me. And I kept saying that. I was like, oh my God, he's gonna come. And my stepmom said, no, he's gonna be fine, and all that. And you guys, she left now. Not long after she left. This is so odd. Not long after she left there, he banging on the stuff, banging on the door. Bang, bang, boof, 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 boof. I kept phoning her. She said, oh, she's gonna get the police. Kept phoning. He was banging. I'm coming to get you. I'm kick off the door. I'm coming in. I wanna get in. I'm gonna KILUU. And I was like, oh my God, what am I gonna do? So he kept acting in a funny way, saying all them stuff that he was saying. And then all of a sudden now, my sister was like, oh, I need to call Mom and let her know. So she called. All the time I was calling her, nothing was happening. I was like, oh, police is on the way. I feel like my sister called. I was listening on the phone. She said, oh my God, why are you there? I was just thinking. So she ran back now. And she came along with the police. I had to open the door. I didn't want to open it at first. I was like, show me your ID. How do I know it's the police? I looked for the people. And there was the police. So they're gonna arrest him. And then they put an injunction that he's not allowed to come to the house. And I was scared to go to the bus stop. So my best friend would go opposite bus stop, so she would wait there. I have to make sure I leave at the same time as her. Back in those days, there was no bus. You can look on your phone and tell when the bus is coming. Nope, there was none of that. So because we timed it and tried to leave at a certain time, and there was that on the bus, we used to tell you, we still tell you what time the bus is coming. So we will make sure we leave at that time. Sometimes her bus comes before mine. I'm sitting there by myself, scared, shaking. And then sometimes there'll be people at the bus stop, which that was a relief. The days that her bus comes before me, and I think he did know what school I went to as well. So I was scared, like he's gonna come to my school. I was scared, oh my God, he's gonna do me something on my way to school. He's gonna kidnap me. And then I was dead over there. And I think he probably broke the injunction, but I don't know. He got arrested, right? They arrested him, and then after they arrested him now, I think they arrested him at the house, let him go, and I think he tried contacting again. So they arrested him, and a whole big trial started happening. And I was in the newspaper. It was in the newspaper. And his name was in the newspaper. And this girl, she came forward. All this time, I don't think my family believed that what was going on. And so this girl came forward and said the same man at her age that I was when she was younger, same age as me at the time, he done the same thing to her. And then he never got prosecuted because she was scared. And she said because she's coming forward because she believes me. She knows it's real, so she's coming to give, so I can get the justice. So she came and gave her statement. But because it was a very long decade ago, at first we had to do, they were linking her, and then his son was goddaughter, for them his name, we'll give him a nickname, his goddaughter came forward because she was older now. She could tell what was happening, right? So that's 2 of us plus the other girl, that's 3. I don't know if she went to court. I don't know what happened to her. I never seen her when I was at court, but we had a whole court, gave statement, did everything, and the judge turned around and said he can't have all 3 trials together. I think it was only me and the little girl, or just me by myself and the little girl by herself and the other girl. I don't know what happened to those ones, what happened, but we had to redo the court again. I had to go and meet the judge, everything, blah blah blah. So gave my statement about what happened. They bring like a child psychologist from America just to come to see if I was telling lies, because he reckoned I was lying. He never said that. He never said he was going to chop off my fingers and blah 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 and did all this to me, and he denied it and denied it, saying that because what his defense tried to use that the only reason actually he then after said yes he did that with you. His defense came up with an argument to say, and looking back my, like, you know, when they're doing the questioning and stuff, this bloke was denying it until it was the day where his lawyer was questioning me. She was like 4 days ago, because his lawyer was questioning me, like a 2-day court. I remember his lawyer was questioning me for like 1 day, and I think it's the following day his lawyer was gonna examine me, and she was quite friendly. She said, you know, there's nothing against you, I just started doing my job. I met her before, like I put his post on me. I met her and she was quite friendly, and she said, you know, there's nothing against you. So it was time to come, like, you know, and she was having a go at me, and she was like, pardon me, sorry. She was having a go, and she was like, yeah, it's because you stole. And he said if you keep stealing, because in Jamaica, how they cut your hands and stuff, like to steal, and he was trying to scare me and hold back with it. And then she just kept going on at me, on to right, on right. And then the judge was like, was there and, you know, object and what she shouldn't, you know. And then suddenly her went was hysterical. I was like, you don't know what happened. You weren't there. And this is why I'm fear for my life every single day. I can't even go to school and enjoy school because I'm worried and I'm scared. And I shut it out. And then the judge was like, stop, to the woman. And then he was this nice judge and he says, you know what? I'm gonna ask you the question now, because you can see how upset I was and I didn't want to keep that. And she's like, he said, I'll ask you the question. So any question they have, they direct it to me. I'm gonna help go through it. And he asks me, like, break it down. Like, why was you scared? And I explained. And like, you know, and he was really good. And then I thought, oh my god, I'm never gonna get justice. But it was just went on for a while, And leading up to this time, I thought this girl at school, I thought she was my best friend, right? So I think the police advised me and stuff like that once we were doing the court, because they said, oh, he's gonna be out on a granting bail, where you had to stay away, and they upped the restrictions, so he couldn't go to my school, he couldn't go nowhere around. Only where I am, and he's